Hi, it's Emily or Emmy Rose 22A, and I am here with a different kind of video today. I'd mentioned before that I am playing the WIP 9 bingo with Yarnaceous and Fangirl Fibers, and one of our initial things they had us do was show us your WIP pile kind of a thing, and a lot of makers went through and pulled all their WIPs together so they knew what they were working on. I have a lot of WIPs, and I didn't want to have to go through everything and find them all when I have this corner already set up with a lot of WIPs. When I took my initial picture, I believe I counted 28 WIPs. That was a rough count, just kind of based on project bags and stuff. So today I thought we would go through all of them. We'll see what I've really got going on over here, and I'll have an official list of at least my WIP corner WIPs. That doesn't mean I can't work things that are in the craft room too. One of my finishes, the X's granny square blanket that I showed in my last Crafty accountability, came from the craft room. It wasn't even over here. So things can be pulled from in there as well. So let's see what we've got going on over here. The first thing is even out of frame. It's over here on the other side of my chair. And this is my corner where I craft. You can kind of sort of see I have an aught light right up here behind me. So I turn that on in the evenings and pop my recliner up. I have my cozy Afghan back here to snuggle under, and I've got lots of options for what to work on. So over here, this is my cute little tote bag with my name on it. It says Emily. My aunt got this for us one year, maybe for my birthday. I think we all got them, all of us ladies. This is my double a design blanket, the granny squares that I'm working on for my husband out of his grandmother's yarn. And that's all that's in here. I have all the squares that need their ends woven in and my current ball of yarn. The rest of the yarn is in the craft room. When this gets out, I just go in and grab another one. I am now trying to weave in my ends as I go. I was not always, so there are a bunch in here. I'm trying to weave in, because I'm trying to do 5 a day. So I try to weave in the 5 plus a couple of extras to get the rest caught up. So that's all that's hiding over here, because I am I'm keeping up with doing my 5 a day on those. So it just sits over here. I grab that, I do my 5, I put it back, and I move on to something else. I think we'll jump back to in the corner over here, and we'll see. I'm gonna pull everything out. Some of it I know what's in, some I don't. There is a mystery bag square on our WIP bingo, so I'll see which ones I don't know what are that might be able to go in there. It's a gnome from Imagine Landscapes. It's Natasha, the medium gnome. I started this last year in February, so it was supposed to be, she did the Year of Gnomes last year, and I missed January and kind of wanted to play along, so I found yarns to work for a February gnome, and this is as far as I got, which is actually pretty good progress. One of the problems being with this is I don't usually work with DPNs, and I have really bad laddering, and I don't know if it's going to steam out. I don't know if it's going to stuff out, so I'm not sure if I want to start over and try again. I'm not sure, but we had some health issues and stuff come up last year in February, and I just never circled back around to this. So this is my gnome. It's really cute, and I'd really like to get her finished. So we'll see. Again, I think I need to restart, work a little better with my ladders or something. And then this little case, my aunt, same aunt, gave us this for Christmas, I think last year. I'm not sure where she found them, but she put a cute little, it's got a picture pocket on the front, or she put the picture pocket on the front with this cute trim. And this is a picture from my 30th birthday party in Mesquite. So much fun. Right now this is my cross stitch bag. So I'm just kind of getting back into cross stitch. I just got a Q-snap frame that just came today in the mail. I have 2 projects currently in here. My big one, and the one that got me back into cross stitch, which I am just loving stitching. So Not that this is going to take over, but it's definitely going to be an addition. I do have a lot of cross-stitched WIPs too. I don't finish a lot of cross. So this is my temperature stitch along. It's got the border. I did enough of it so that I could start February. I am caught up to last Thursday. Oh, I didn't mention today is February 13th. Yes, day before Valentine's Day. So I believe I had decided I wanted to stitch my daily temperatures, daily highs is what we're doing, once a week, and Thursday nights is when I'm going to do it. That just works for me. So I am caught up on my days. I do have the whole border to do, and I'm hoping to get some more work on that. I was waiting for my Q-snap to work some more on that. So since I wasn't working on that, I pulled out, I went through my not finished, my WIPs, my cross-stitch WIPs, and I found one that had everything together. Apparently, I have a bin that I started putting things in, but apparently I haven't always done that because it's got some stuff that doesn't have its floss, and I can see, like in my mind, I can see the box that the floss should be in, and it's just not in there, and things like that. So I pulled out this little Wizard's ornament. It's on a mesh. And I remember working on this before and thinking it was like slow going. And all I had done before was his head and that blue background. I didn't even have any of the snowflakes on there. And so I've done all the rest of this just this weekend. So it's going pretty quick. I remember thinking it was slow and tedious and kind of hard before when I was doing it. I wasn't really enjoying it. So I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. I do also think I was stitching with 3 strands instead of the 2 called for, because some of the like leftover pieces, when I pick them up to use them again, they had 3 strands instead of just 2. And that would have made it harder because it's thicker stuff going through the holes. So I don't know. Anyway, I've picked that back up and I'm making really good progress on that. So I probably won't be working on that as much now that I have the frames for my other one, because I want to do the border, and there's some really cute like floral designs at the bottom that aren't part of the temperature thing. So I'd really like to get that done. My ideal for my temperature stitch along is that everything would be finished so that I could stitch like the evening of New Year's Eve. I would be able to stitch the high for that day and it'd be done, completely finished. So, and ready to FFO however I'm going to do that. So, and an FFO is a fully finished object. So with stitching, you can have a finish where you've finished all the stitching and you're basically done with the cross stitch portion of it. But then you want to do something with it, frame it, make it a pillow or a wall hanging or a decoration, whatever you want to do with it. And I'm not positive at all what I'm going to do with that one, but we shall see. Okay, what's next? Oh, I know what this is. This one is in just a little tote bag. It's not even in anything special. This is my Campside Cardigan. And once I finish my niece's sweater, her Harry Potter sweater for Christmas, I am going to come back to this. I started this was my Nanny Swaymo National Knit a Sweater in a Month in 2019, I think. And I made pretty good progress. It's just, the yarn is so pretty. But the sleeves were giving me fits. I have knit a couple of tees, like t-shirts, since I knit this, and I've learned quite a bit about sleeves on me. I have larger arms than patterns are typically written for, so I need to adjust my armhole depths for my arms, and that's not a problem. That's like why we make for ourselves, because that's easy to do. I just didn't know about that then, and I was trying to make the pattern work for me instead of just doing what I needed for myself. I don't think I knew enough. I don't know if I have a ball band in here to tell you who that is, who the yarn is. Oh, it is Western Sky Knits in their Willow DK. It does not have a colorway name on it. I got it from Stitches Salt Lake, and this was in their clearance. So it must have been, maybe it was a one of a kind or oopsies or something like that. So it's beautiful yarn. The colors are perfect for me. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to wear it. So well, not just, it needs sleeves and then it needs a collar. I think it has a big shawl collar treatment, which will take a bit, but the body's done, so I would really like to get the sleeves done on that. And again, like I said, my plan is to go back to that after my niece's sweater's done. The other problem I have with that is the bag I had this in, one of my cats peed on it. The project bag. The sweater the sweater is okay sometimes, and it might just be me. I feel like I was getting like a whiff of something from it, but when I smell it, I can't smell anything on it. So it's fine. I've like cleaned up the project bag and everything, and that's why it's just in a tote bag, but I just need to get back to it. What's next? Oh, this is my knitting on the go current tote bag. So if we're going in the car, I'll just grab this. It's got projects in it. So this is I don't know that, oh, this one does have a tag on it. This is from, oh, Two Sticks in You. The project bag. I love that kitty and the colors. Oh, so pretty. This has my hat in it that I'm working on that matches my Swing Your Partner fingerless mitts. I'm almost through my second repeat, and I need 4 repeats to get that done. My mitts are also in here, and they need their ends woven in so they can be considered a finished object. And just for full transparency, I also have, because this is one of the things I do, in here is this isn't even, I'm pretty sure it's secured, it's just not even cut off. Yeah, I've pulled it through, I just haven't woven in any ends or anything. This is my Secret Skein Cowl by Telly B Knits. I bought it when it came out, and this is a skeiny yarn we got from our trip to Washington last June. So I chose that for my special secret skein, and it's so soft and lovely. But I often have the problem that I finish the knitting and I'm done. So that's what I've done here is I finished the knitting, I pulled out something new and I stuck it on top and started it. So one of my goals, not that it counts for WIP bingo, but I am also planning on finishing off things like that. Like I need to get the ends woven in and get that blocked so it's wearable. I have a lot of shawls that I need to block. I probably have 5, 6, maybe even more shawls. I've worn my love note a couple times and have never blocked it. So anyway, so there's one active work in progress, one finished last year, just needs finishing, and then my fingerless mitts were finished this year, and to get them on my WIP bingo I need to weave in my ends and get those done. And then also in here is my Harry Potter sweater for my niece, and I'm doing good on this. I thought I had figured out how far I needed to go, and I actually went 2 rows too far, so I need to take back the 2 rows, and then I'll be going in for the armholes. I would like to have the back panel finished for February, and that's completely doable. And that's what's in there. Tossing these over to the side so they're out of the way. Next, let's see, wasn't sure if this was going to come out. This is a pretty handmade bag I got. They're made in Africa by ladies in Africa. I'm not sure. I think I got it at a doTERRA convention. They were selling them as a fundraiser. And so I just use it as a project bag. It's really pretty. I really like the colors, and it's just it's got a big shoulder strap, so it's a nice crossbody, like tote bag kind of thing. Works nice for a project bag. In here I have, I'll call it a t-shirt. They're actually polo shirts, but it's a shirt oval rug I'm working on. I made a bunch of like t-shirt yarn, and but it's too stiff. So my hook was too small, and I had let's see, a 10 millimeter hook. That's what I started with, and the next one I have is a 15 millimeter hook, but I think this is going to be too big, So I have found I think, what did I get from Michael's? I think it's an 11.5. So I want to pull this out and start over, and it's going to be the green and white kind of stripes. These were old work shirts from a job I had a long time ago. And I had 9 shirts, 6 green, 3 white. So since, you know, as you get an oval, as you go around, it gets bigger as you go out. So what I did is I did 1 green, 1 white, 2 greens, 2 whites, and then 3 greens for the very outside. So hopefully it'll be somewhat symmetrical. This is going to go on my laundry room floor. So I need to pull that out and restart that. Let's see. I'm not sure what's in this one. This could be a mystery one. Oh, okay. Not so much of a mystery. Oh, well, still not a mystery, but I have, in my stacking fashion, these are all, this was my Twisted Tea, this was my Twisted Tea shirt yarns, this was my these were my Twisted Tea shorts, this was a funnel cowl I did for the Knit for Peace last year. So these are just like leftover yarns. They ideally would need to go in my corner to corner blanket and then in my scrap bin. But these 3, I don't even have the project, are for, do I have my, let's see what paper's in here. Nope, raglan increase, those are for my other ones that are in here. I don't even have, I think they're the Betweenity Set, I think that's what they're called. They're by iRock Knits. I did the mitts last year. However, let's see if I can even see it. I didn't like the way I wove the ends in. I could see, oh, is it right there? I have some of the gray is right there that I can see, like it's peeking through the purple. These are beautiful. They have this like braided cast on. Anyway, there are the mittens, a cowl, and a hat. So if you use the same background for all of them, like if you do them this exact same color thing, I would need multiple skeins of the purple. And I just have one of each, the purple, the teal, and the gray. So my plan was my mittens were going to be the purple. I think my hat was going to be, I don't know, I'll have to look at what I want to do, but the hat, for example, will be the gray background with purple and teal color work, and then the cowl would be the teal background with the gray and purple color work. So they will coordinate but not be identical. These are beautiful. This yarn has cashmere in it, so it's super soft. Like I said, I just wasn't happy with the way I wove that end in. I guess I thought it would be hidden and it wasn't. So I just need to pull that out and weave it in again and then work on the other 3. So this isn't exactly a WIP, but I guess I consider it a WIP because the WIP is the set. I wanted all 3 pieces and I didn't or haven't yet. Oh, and this is a Snickle and Mr. B bag. Cute sheepies. This one is another multiple. Let's see. On top is this is the Floodlight Tee by Tennis Fiber Arts. Let's see. It's for my daughter. And it is, I don't know the exact colorways, but the main one is, oh, I can't even remember. One's a Llama Lovejoy and one's a PK Yarns. It's another Utah dyer. Anyway, how cute is that? But I'm on the bind off, and it's a bind off I've never done before. It's some kind of a sewn bind off. So I don't know how to do that. And then the neck treatment is something I've never done before, and the sleeve treatments are something I've never done before. So I've got the bulk of the knitting done. I just need to do the finishing, so I really just need some brain space to be able to look up that and get those few things finished. It probably won't even take me that long. And then the other thing that's in here, and I think there's some scraps in here too. I'm funny. Just so you can see, the leftover bits of my honeycomb shawl are down in here too. That's why the bag is so full. I was wondering. This one is a tank for me. I'm trying to find my needles so I don't like pull my stitches off. Where are they? Why is it so hard for me to find them? Oh, because there's no needles on here. I stole the needles from this. So my cable is pinned together over here. That's why I can't find them. But this is a tank top. What's it called? Oh, the Viva Cami. And it is a chevron, like camisole tank top. I think this is the front probably, or if it even has a front. So these are kind of the straps, and then like it comes down from there. And this yarn I got in Washington. This is Rainier Roses, and this is her colorway Material Girl, and I have a full skein of that. And then I just got some mini skeins to go with it. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So they're kind of a rainbow, I feel like, with the yellow, green. There's a light green and then a kind of aqua, and they blend kind of. And then I have a purple and kind of a reddish pink. So they feel kind of rainbow to me. I'm following some kind of the striping that somebody else did with their minis. And since I have more of the orange, I'm doing it's a 4-row repeat, and so I'm doing double repeats of the orange there. So I'm in, and I think I can get 4 repeats, so it might be a cropped one. That's kind of why I put it on hold. It's also 400 stitches each round on tiny needles, like size 2 needles, I think. So it's kind of slow going. So I kind of put that one aside. I'm guessing I put it aside when I wanted to start my daughter's top, because I just stuck that right in on top. I don't see her yarn tags right here. The balls are right here, but I don't see the tags right here. That's what 2 projects are in this bag. Oh, and this is one I made. This is an empty tote bag. That's handy. Oh, this one. This big old tote bag has a bunch of yarn in it. This is my husband's Christmas sweater that I've started for him. It's supposed to be an ugly Christmas sweater. I'm doing the Gramps Cardigan by Tin Can Knits, I do believe. No, I should probably be looking for my, nope, I've got these clipped, these have needle stoppers on them too. I had started it and it was too big when I got to the try-on, so I started over again. But I had a bunch of just various acrylic yarns from his mom and his grandma. And I had a whole bunch of different reds and greens. Not enough of any one color to do anything. So we decided to do an ugly Christmas sweater. So I'm doing 4-row stripes of the colors. There's kind of a more Kelly green, foresty green, there's bright red, and then there's a burgundy kind of color. And I'm just kind of rotating between those, and I have multiple skeins. Like I probably have 2 or 3 different of the quote unquote bright red, because see, these 2 bright reds aren't the same, but they will follow each other kind of in the stripe pattern. And if I have to go out of pattern later on, if I run out of one color or another or something, then we'll just figure it out then. That's part of the beauty of it being an ugly Christmas sweater. So I think it's going to be really fun. And I thought it would be a good almost base sweater to, like, I could crochet some fun motifs, like make some reindeer, or, you know, do some Christmas lights to go around it for a year, and just kind of like either pin or just lightly tack sew those on, so he could have like a different Christmas sweater every year depending on what we want to do. So this one totally got put on the wayside a while ago. I haven't touched it for quite a while, and I think that's all that's in there. There's just a lot of acrylic. Like, I have all those balls of acrylic yarn in here. So, and a lot of them are old. Like, I don't even know what that one is. Some of them have labels, maybe. Yeah, but Anyway, so I'll get back to that one at some point. It's not urgent, and especially now that we're like not near Christmas at all, it's not super high on my list. And he's requested another hat, so that will be jumping the line from that. This is the project bag that my corner to corner blanket was in, and it is also empty, so I don't know. I guess this is a good clean out over here. Those are patterns for down here. This is my, oh yeah, I kind of wanted to have this done for Valentine's Day. Not happening, but this is the beginning of, pull this yarn so it's not, there we go. It is, you can't even tell, it's the head of a bunny. A bunny Lovey for my great niece. I really need to get it done because she's already one, so who knows how long she's going to want a bunny Lovey, but I have the yarn for the bunny in here. So I've got the gray for the bunny and the ears, and then some black and pink for eyes and nose. I'm going to stitch on the eyes because she's kind of she's not a gentle child. So I feel like safety eyes could definitely be a hazard for her. So I'm going to, so on the eyes, so that's Danny's bunny Lovey. And this is actually like a quilting embroidery project that I should figure out how to put back in the rotation. That's why it's out here, because I wanted to work on it. I have a block of the month sampler that I did that has the 12 blocks, and in between the 12 blocks there were these half square triangle blocks that went I do have the hearts on all of them. I was going to show you one without it, but it just had these half square triangle blocks, but I thought they were kind of plain, and so I did these. I'm doing these applique flowers in the corner. I had one more center. I think I have a dark brown center. Oh, I have one done, 1 out of 12. There's 12 of these. So I have the one done. And then these ones just have the pink hearts, because what I was doing was doing my blanket stitch around the pink hearts, and then I would press the cream heart or cream circle over the top and then stitch around that. So I have 11 more of those to do. So maybe that should be like a block of the month type thing. I've got my floss and all my other pieces in here. My little Tupperwares. Oh, there's the little brown circles. I have this cute dark brown little to be a middle that I think I'm going to do to give it just a little more interest. But I have all my applique pieces in here. This is my template that I made for placement, and then my flosses are in here. Get back in their circle. And oh, this was for my scrap threads, so they didn't get all over the place. Cute little Tupperware container in my little Ziploc Tupperware container. In my little, oh, this is just a tote bag. I have one similar to this that has a quilt square on the front of it that my aunt, again, did for me. Oh, she's so clever. She does so much for us. All right, so there's that, a stitching project that I might need to put back on my radar. I have my Valentine Caribbean cask rum. This is for my drop spindle. This is a good storage. Like a tube like this would be a good storage. So I have this one. My drop spindle's in the craft room somewhere. But it's sitting here, so when I find it again. Then this is, oh, this is my floss container for, I pulled out flosses for an embroidery I want to do. I think it might be on the cart over here. We'll have to see if we can find that. But I think I was, nope, maybe. Oh, I have a cross stitch in there that I know the flosses are in a holder like this, but I wasn't sure where it was, but maybe it's this one. But I have another one in my cupboard too, so maybe it's that one. Let's see we're gonna go through. I have a plastic tote down here on the floor, so we'll go through that. This is a pattern for something that's in there, I do believe. I'm not sure what's in this bag, but this is one of my denim bags. I'm hoping to make and sell these at some point. I'm just kind of, Oh, I do know what's in here. But these are my denim bags. I use the pocket. It's fully functional as a front pocket, and then it's denim from other jeans. I do a cute coordinating fabric to kind of jazz it up. I do that for the handle, and the lining is just a plain muslin, but it does have coordinating pockets inside, and it's got pockets all the way around. I do 2 pockets on one side, 4 on the other. I think this is an early one, so the pockets might be different on what I do now. This is the yarn for, I don't even have the pattern in here, for my Gobi, the African flower giraffe that I want to make for my daughter. And this is all yarns that were my husband's grandmother's. They're the smaller, like, sport weight yarns. So I have like 2 balls of this. Let's see. It's Coates & Clark Red Heart Super Sport yarn, if you want some vintage blast from the past. Most of her yarns came from Kmart. This one does not have a Kmart label on it, but a lot of them do, which I just love. Like, it's very old yarn. Anyway, I have 2 balls of that, and then a whole bunch of bright jewel tone colors for the giraffe, or it's not a giraffe, camel. Gobi the desert camel. I don't know what I said before, but anywho, so this is all kitted up for that. So I haven't started it, but I would still consider, in my opinion, and for WIP Bingo, I would count this as a WIP because it's like ready to go. I had full intentions of starting it. I just didn't. I have my 100 Snowflakes to Crochet book out because, let's see, in my crochet, oh, here we go. Here is let's see what we got going on. Okay. I have a little scrappity of crochet cotton in my hook. And these aren't specifically a WIP. I really just kind of need to like do something with these and then put that away. I made the first 2 snowflakes out of the book. These are a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. My great niece, her first birthday was in December. And so my niece did a winter wonderland, and so it was very wintry, like, themed, and I thought it would be super fun to make a whole bunch of crocheted snowflakes to make like a backdrop garland kind of thing. And I have also thought, part of the reason like why I got this book is that it would be super fun to make one of each of the snowflakes, because every snowflake is different. There's 100 snowflakes, so that's like 100. And then do a quilt that's just kind of like maybe an ombre, but even just a solid, some kind of navy, so it looks like a night sky, and have the snowflakes falling. So there's like a whole bunch of snowflakes at the top, and then they just kind of fizzle off as they go down. And maybe it's just a wall hanging, not a full quilt. So that's one thing I thought would be fun with this book. And that still would be fun, and it is still something I could do with these snowflakes. They just, this is the average size of them. And I mean, if you look up on my hand, it's not, that's backwards, but it's not very big, like 2 inches maybe. And I think the biggest one might be 4, and there's only a couple of those. So they are a lot smaller than I thought, but I still could do these 100 snowflakes from in here, and then add bigger ones from other patterns. So, but that's kind of a WIP, but kind of not, because when I figured out they were that small, I just kind of went away from that. I'm not sure why this is here, but this is a skein of my Harry Potter yarn, so I'm going to put it in my bag with the Harry Potter sweater. I think it was there from when I swatched, and I must have tucked it in here. Another tag for that. Let's see which of you goes where. You go here. This is, oh, I have 2 balls of that. Oh, that's what we've got going on. I don't even know which one this is, but this is it's supposed to be a pumpkin. It's part of a pumpkin. I need to finish, I probably need to sew this bottom end closed, and I've got the ball of yarn inside, kind of keeping it full. But I made my mom, I finished one crocheted pumpkin for her. Oh, it's beads out of this. Let's see. Oh, well, okay. I finished one like this for her out of another ball of this yarn. I think this one just needs to be stuffed some more and have the top sewn, and then I just stitch it. I stuff it really good, and then I close up the top, squish it down, and stitch just through the middle because these beads give you the bumps that you need. And then she just used a stick or a cinnamon stick, like a yard stick, like a stick from the yard, or a cinnamon stick for the stem. I didn't do a stem for her other one. So I even have a piece of navy yarn on here to sew it shut with, but it's not full enough. I have stuffing in the other room. I'm not sure why I didn't finish it, but this one's super close to finished. And then I had this yarn, and I had 2 balls of it, and I really wanted to do this cool crochet big pumpkin. It's from Yarn Inspirations. They're the braided crochet pumpkins. There's a large one and a small one. But I started crocheting it, and I was not at all going to have enough yarn with my 2 balls to do that one. So I found, I don't even know what pattern for a knitted one. I might have it just on my phone in the files. I don't see it printed right here. It might be under here somewhere. So I started this knitted one, and it was working up a lot better, and then I was hoping to maybe unpick that one so she'd have 2 of these and 2 of these, because like I said, she has one of these at home that I got fully finished and gave to her. So I would really like to get her pumpkins done. Again, she doesn't need them right now since it's not pumpkin season, but I know what they are-ish. Hopefully I know what they are. And like this one's almost done, so I'd really like to get these pumpkins finished for her. And then I have some random brown yarn here. I don't know what this random brown yarn is for. Oh, maybe it goes with something down here. Apparently I've got something else going on in here. Let's see. Oh, I have a couple different patterns printed out here. Oh, that's the Gramps pattern. That's probably for Robb's sweater. Oh, this is the habitation throw that I want to make. I don't know why all these patterns are in here. Oh, I know why that yarn's in here. Okay. This is the Blythe tank. Yeah, the Blythe tank by Tinderbox. Is that just her name? Yeah, Tinderbox. It is a crochet tank top. Let's see. So I have the 4 peaks because like this is the front of the tank top. It comes together and it buttons. So oops. So it goes like, probably not quite so high. I need to put, I'm sure it's got straps. And then this comes down and it'll button. It has a button closure on the front. So I am just in the crocheting straight part. I just need to figure out like how long to go and what to do at the bottom, and then my straps I'm finishing. So I'm pretty close on this one. I know it was pretty fiddly for me at first because my like bust to waist and hip measurements are very non-standard, so I had to figure out how to do the cups to make them a lot smaller but big enough to get around me, kind of a thing. But I don't, you can't have a whole bunch of extra fabric there. But this is really cute, and especially with like winter coming to an end. Plus I think I took too long, so it was near the end of the season and I was working on other things. And but this is a nice, what is it? It's Bamboo Pop is the yarn I'm using. So it's, well, it's by Universal Yarn. Oh, it's 50% cotton, 50% bamboo. So it's really soft. And with it being a cotton bamboo, it should be nice and breathable for a nice little summer tank. So I'd really like to get that one finished. I know down here I also have the pattern for, I think, the Captiva, what's it called? Captiva, it's by the Captiva Crop by Murphy Made Crochet. And I have yarn for that one too, so I'd really like to make that one also, but I need to finish my Blythe tank first. And this one might be supposed to be cropped, but I don't want it cropped. I want it to at least hit the top of my jeans, maybe just a smidge down a little. But it's just not, I'm not comfortable showing a whole lot of skin. So I just prefer not to. This is my Crafty notebook that I made. It's kind of like a traveler notebook bullet journal. It's got 2 little sections. I keep various lists. This says living room WIPs, which is not accurate at all. Projects, just crafty notes are what go in here. I have some patterns for some things like I had to alter, so I put my notes in here. This was a little check off when I was doing my Impressionist shawl, so I could do like figure out when I would get it done, because I only had 3 weeks to do that before my wedding. I did dishcloths and pot holders for Christmas one year, so this is everybody's color combos of what I was doing. This is my mindful sign. I had to count out stickers. There's the double a design notes I had from before, which is kind of not so much anymore. Here's the notes from his Gramps Cardigan. I know how much I have: red, orangey red, pine green, light green, and burgundy. Those are the colors I have, like the weights I have of each of those. I have some patterns tucked in here. So it's a fun little notebook. I do still kind of keep my notes in here, so it's just tucked in the end of my little bin. And then down here, the last thing in here, there's quite a bit of yarn in here. Like looks like lots of yarn, but it's really not so much. They are for this cute little African violet. I made 2 years ago, I think, I made one for my mom for Mother's Day and one for my niece for Mother's Day. It was my niece's first Mother's Day without her mom, so I just kind of wanted to do something special for her, and of course, like, my mom needs something special, so I made these. And then my sister and my cousin were like, oh, those are really cute, I want one. So I want to make 2 more. My plan is to make 2 more. So I have a pot and I have some leaves. Of course, I have my leaves tucked in the pot. I have a advent calendar box for some reason tucked in here. These are really tight, so I have my compression glove. There's my special pencil and eraser. Oh, I've been looking for these. These are for my engineering days. My favorite mechanical pencil. I have 2 of this style, and they just write really well, and I love them. And I have always been, this is actually my dad's clicky eraser. He has his own at home. Well, he has his own at home too, but like, so this is like from the 70s or something. I love my eraser, but these got me through college back in the 90s. So I love them. I love them for taking notes. I love them for writing out design or ideas. So anyway, I have all of my yarn and my hooks in here and the pattern. I have this little bag of pebbles. That's what I used. I made a little pillow and threw some pebbles in the bottom to weigh it down, because my mom had these pebbles for some reason hanging out. So I need to make 2 African violets. So that's what's in there. Okay, we're finally onto my cart. I haven't been keeping track. I'm gonna have to watch this back and like make the list and do a count and everything from here. Okay, so here on top is my filet crochet bunny afghan. I showed this in my last Crafty accountability. This came out of the craft room too. I am on my 3rd row of bunnies. Each row of bunnies takes a skein of yarn. I only had or have 3 skeins of yarn, so I'm almost done with my 3rd row of bunnies, so I will need 2 more skeins before I finish this. This is kind of I'm gonna say mindless crochet project. Like, it doesn't take a lot of thinking. This is something I can do when my eyes were a little bit wonky. I think I can do this. Maybe I do have to follow the fillet chart, so maybe not, but it is a more simple, relaxing, calming crochet project, and sometimes I need those. So I'm really not in a rush to finish this one. I'm just watching Michael's site to see when the yarn goes on a good sale so that I can get my other 2 skeins. I need a skein for the 4th row and then a skein for the border. So this is going to be moving out of here and into the craft room, into a like waiting area where I think I'm going to have a bin in there with my scrap yarns and then a couple of just quick brainless crochet projects. So if I need one to work on for some reason, I can just go in and grab it. But I don't want it to be in my active rotation because I don't need to finish it now. I don't have a purpose for it, and I have plenty of other things I could be working on. This is my poncho, my Keep It Warm poncho. My aunt got us these for Christmas. I think she got them from the stores called Big Five. So it's just a drapey wraparound poncho with little fringes and stuff. So warm and cozy. So it just stays here. It's nice because it goes over my shoulders and kind of my arms where like, but I still have my arms free so I can knit or crochet. But if I'm cold, I can have, super cold, I can have this on top and my blanket on my legs and I'm warm. So that's why that's just thrown up there. Plus my sister loves hers and would like me to crochet her one. It's pretty much a rectangle. The pattern, like the design of it is fairly simple. It's just a big rectangle and then it splits and has like a gap there in the middle for your, you know, it goes on like that. And then these go down. And you can crisscross it in the front and it just comes down partway on your arms. But like if I'm cold, I can kind of tuck in and do this, or like if I'm sitting, I can have it draped a little more so it's a little more over my arms. In my mind, I would just start with the big thing. I would come down to this point in the middle, at which point I would separate off and do one side, come back and pick up this far over and do the other side, just rectangle down, same number of rows, and be done. So we were trying to find yarn that was very affordable but fluffy like this is, because this is super soft. And I happen to have like a mohair blend that was a Patton's Lace, I think is what it's called. And it's a variegated black, white, and gray. And I have 3 skeins of it that I got on clearance at Joann's for like 97 cents a skein, so super cheap. And we're gonna pair it up with the color of Loops and Threads Woolies. So that should give us a nice soft texture, nice and warm. I'm gonna find a fun like textured stitch to do it in. So anyway, but that's definitely not until after my niece's sweater's done. Okay. Oh, I know what's in here. I thought this was maybe another questionable one. This is my Advent project from 2020, maybe 2019. It's the Lamina Wrap by Amba O'Brien. And let's see. I love this yarn. I love this project. Is this the right side? Yep. This is my Yarnberry Advent calendar. And they were Christmas songs. I can't tell you right off the top of my head what all the songs were, but in this blue that's in between was the full skein that we got. And I just love the way the colors, I'm doing it in order. So like this is day 1 and it'll go through day 24. And I'm excited to have a beautiful Christmas wrap to be able to throw on on the holidays, wear to parties, you know, dress up my outfits, whatever. It's beautiful. I didn't start out with it, but I figured out how to do the weave and steven on the ends on the side, so most of them are getting woven in as I go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on the 8th day of 24, so I've got a lot to go. I do have, like, I still have the yarns. They're wound into little cakes, so they're not in their little mini skeins anymore, but they are in their bags. Oh, there we go. She's Yarnberry, so they're due by and the date on there. I don't know if you can see that, but like a little due date stamp. I don't know if that's even showing up with the lighting and the wrinkles. Sorry if that crinkling spotting. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so cute. Her little attention to detail was adorable. So I know which days are which based on this. I have a picture of the like the whole thing and like the list of the songs, so that, and I have the list of the songs in the box. So this just got put aside for various other projects. I'd really like to get it done and get back to it, but I'm not sure when. Next up is another finished but not fully finished. This is my Boneyard Sweethearts hat by Telly Bee Knits. This was knit almost concurrently with my secret skein. I love this hat so much. There's skeletons, and you could either do ghost and ghost or heart and heart, and several other people did as well as I, the little ghosts, and I did the hearts up top because my daughter says it looks like the skeletons are kind of holding hands with their little ghost friends, but they have love. So and this yarn is Yarn Cafe Creations and the Blair Witch Project, which is just like an awesome Halloween-y colorway. I love it. Purples and oranges, and it's kind of blacky browns anyway. And then I just happen to have, I got a mystery skein mini set from Yarnaceous, and this gorgeous bright greeny yellowy color was in there, and I thought that made a perfect Halloween hat. But yeah, I haven't woven in, none of the ends are woven in. I just need to weave them in. I need to block it because it is a little puckery. And then I have an awesome pom-pom that I got from my local yarn store to go on top. So it's sitting over here so I can remember to finish it. It's gonna go in my blocking pile. Let's see. Oh, there's my Boneyard Sweethearts pattern. That's helpful. This is my pattern for, it's the Lounging Top by Joji Locatelli. That's what this is for. Not even in a project bag. I have swatched for this, which is why I could fully consider this a WIP. I have 2 swatches up here. And these apparently are the needles I wanted to go with. I just leave my tips in there, size 5. But this yarn is super awesome. This is Katia Genesis. It's upcycled marine plastic. So it is 50% cotton and 50% polyester. And again, the polyester is upcycled marine plastic. So I think that's like a super fun thing. Plus we got this from the beach in Washington. So I think Pearly Shells, is that the one in Ilwaco? When I put this up, I'll put where I got it from, but it's the yarn store in Ilwaco, Washington, at Long Beach. So I have swatched, I have figured out my sizing that I want to make based on the gauge I like, which is not the gauge in the pattern because I'm going up a couple sizes, it looks like, based on what I've marked off on here. So the Lounging Top. I think before I start that, I wanted to finish my chevron tank top because this is it's a wider strap tank. But I got excited to swatch, so I swatched, but I wanted to get the other one finished first, and I was working on the other one while we were in Washington. I got that yarn in Washington. So anyway, I started with that Washington yarn before this Washington yarn. I didn't have that. I don't know what's in my zebra bag. Oh, yes I do. This will not be finished this year. So this, oh, I've got one going. This is my Cozy Memories blanket, my like blanket squares blanket. I am doing it following the way the Crazy Sock Lady does hers. Oh, it goes like this. In which she does, because the pattern, it's the Coziest Memories, I think, by Kemper Ray. And I think she has you do 23 stitches on a side, and Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady does 20 stitches on a side, so you'd cast on 40 for your first square. And so I'm doing that. I'm doing the slip stitches the same way she does. She slips the first and last stitch of each row, I think. So it's a lot easier to pick up, which I have had no problems like picking up my stitches on the sides. I'm also doing, she kind of starts in the middle, because you end up, it's a mitered square, so you end up with kind of like you end up with a spine going through it. And you can align your spines. You can make them all skitty-wampus. You could make the whole blanket striped. You could make chevrons if you wanted to. But the way she does hers is she kind of starts from the center and goes out. So she has like an X through the whole thing, which I love. And so these over here are just kind of like scrappy yarns. These are from my Free Your Fade shawl. These are from my Winter Lights shawl. This is from my these three here are from my my tank top I did for beach. Ooh, for Little Wolf Knits, a test I did there. These two, oh, these are my Breathe and Hope shawl. These are my cowl, my foolproof cowl I knit for my friend. This is just a shawl I knit. And then these ones up here are just random skeins I got from like a mini skein swap kind of thing. So this is just kind of random scraps. Some of them are memories, some of them are just mini skein swaps. This next quadrant over here, I'm starting to work in my my mini skeins from my lamina top. They're going in here, so this will be a like 5x5 grid of that will be right in the center. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then through 25. So I've started adding those in, and I have some of those in here. I have a whole bunch of Disney minis from what is Molly Klein Designs. Molly, what's your tea? Sweet Tea Yarns. That's what her tea is called, or her yarn is called. And I want to do a habitation throw out of those, but I'll have too much yarn. Like I wanted to use up the minis in the habitation throw, but there's too much. It'll be too heavy, like too big, too heavy. So I thought these take maybe up to 5 grams. So I want to do a square of each of those in here before I put them in the habitation throw. So one of these quadrants will be that, and the other quadrant I think is going to be my, which should be here somewhere, my oh Hannah, what's yours? Oh, Chromatic Yarns advent calendar. So, and once I get those 25, I know that's not that big of a thing. I may add more advent things to that side. I don't know, I might do something different. It might just be that those are kind of concentrated in the middle of my blanket, and then they end up being scrappy whatevers the rest of the way through. I'm not positive. So this is an ongoing work in progress. The mini skeins I got were from Pigskin Party last year, and oh, these are my leftovers from that, but I have a baggie of new minis from the Pigskin Party. There's one of the participants does at the beginning of the party, she just asks if you want minis, and she sends you about 6 minis just in a little baggie. They don't really have labels, which I love to add to my blanket. I don't know what this is. Here's a mystery bag. Oh, because it's nothing. These are the yarns that I put in my Cozy Memories. So here's my Breathe and Hope shawl, and here is my Free Your Fade shawl leftovers. So these are just leftovers that need to be taken care of. Guess that's not a mystery project after all, is it? It's a mystery why they're there. This is my peanut butter jar of yarn ends. When I weave things in, I like a place to collect them. These are socks. No, this is a dishcloth. See, mystery. Ooh, since I was wrong, this could go on my mystery one. This is just a cotton dishcloth. I think the pattern I do, it's Ma Tante something. It's a corner to corner. It's like Grandma's Granny's favorite dishcloth or whatever by PJ Allen, but it's a little bit different, and I like the way it lays just a little bit. So that's what's in there. I am now going to be finishing this off for my mystery bag square, because I think if I was wrong about what was in here, it means it's a mystery and I didn't know. So I'm setting that over there. One dishcloth will get me a square on my bingo block. Done. Okay, I just have some supplies up here. Some stitch markers, some needles. That's all that's left there. This bag I think is a nothing bag. Yeah, it was a sock bag. I knit me a I tried following a sock recipe or a sock pattern where you completely did everything by your measurements separately, and I made this weirdest looking not a sock. Like, I just did the numbers and it's not at all a sock. I have very like non-standard feet and legs, so I have a hard time with, I have not been able to make a successful sock for my foot yet. So I'm trying. These are my husband's socks. Yep. I'm seeing if I have any more mystery bags. So this is some yarn I got on clearance, I think, or no. Yes, this was on clearance. Oh, it wasn't on clearance. I think I got this from when Benion's, the craft store near us, went out of business. I think that's where I got this from. It's Regia yarn in this fun self-striping colorway. So it's a toe-up sock for him. I'm doing on 9-inch circulars. I made him, and maybe I should do this for myself, I made him a pair of worsted weight socks for house socks. And so I figured out like where it could be a little tighter and whatnot. So we're kind of going with that. I'm using David Schultz toe up sock recipe. He has you figure out your gauge. Oh, cookbook. David's toe up sock cookbook by David Schultz. You do your gauge, and you don't even have to do a gauge swatch, because if you know about how many stitches you want, you start at the toe, and by the time you've done some of your toe increases, because when you're going to either probably 60 or set 64 or 72 stitches, so you can get your gauge from that. And then he's got this cool chart. It's a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away, but he's got this chart that you put all your gauge information in and your foot measurements in, and it tells you how many inches to do here, there, and everywhere, and measure. And so I need to get going on that to see if what I've got written down based on his worsted weight is what he really likes. My husband does have a size 13 foot, so there is a lot of knitting on the foot of his socks, but I would like to get that going. Not sure what's in here. Oh, is this that yarn? Why do I have this pattern in here? I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is a different sock pattern. Oh, was I gonna try these socks for me? Maybe I was. This is a Tennis Fiber Art sock pattern. Trusty toe-up socks. But this is the sock yarn that I made that other sock out of. Oh yeah, I am working on these socks for me. I did try these. These I'm using Eddie Flexi Flips. I'm also trying different like needle methods to see what I like best. So, and this is the one yarn, like floral dress or something like that, I think is what the yarn is called. I got it. It was an oopsie. I got it Great Basin Fiber Arts Fair in 2019. So this is my sock. That could also be my mystery bag project because I didn't know what that was. Although, I know what these are. These, I think, are my can cozies. Yep. So there's a whole bunch of cotton yarn in here. I'm also knitting something for my husband in here. I don't know. Let's see. I'm using, it's a pattern by Boston Jen. It's her like ball jar cozy thing. For some reason with the yarn I'm using and the gauge I crochet at, it fits over a can perfect. So hers is designed to go over a mason jar, and mine would not go over a mason jar because it would go over a can just great. But this is mine. Apparently mine is done. Still in here. Patriots. I had this Americana yarn, which their colors are red and blue and gray, and then I had the navy and the gray. So this is my Patriots cozy. I figured out I used this one to kind of figure out how to like change my colors so that, I mean, I still have a jog up the back, but it's not a jog, like the colors go straight across. There's just a little like groove back there, so you can tell where the back is, but it's not zoop zoop. And I don't remember what that technique was, so I need to figure that back out so I can get going on these. This is, ooh, I might be able to pull this one out. This is my husband's. This is what did I do for him? Seahawks. This is Seahawks, so navy gray and that kind of limey, so lime green color. But his is finished, but ends not woven in, so I could probably go back down, like rip back and go down and figure out how I was doing that join, unless I have another one like started in here. I also have, this is some leftover yarn. Oh, I wonder if these are fingerless mitts for him. If these are the, do I have a pattern in here? I made him a hat out of this yarn. I have, it appears to perhaps be maybe a flax, like, or not flax. The flax would be their sweater. A tin can knits pattern. Whatever, rye, barley, something like that is what they're. I have this tiny little turquoisey circle, which would be my dad's. This was going to be my dad's dolphins colors, so I think I still might do one for him. We lost my dad last year, so he can't enjoy it, but we can have it for him. And I know I've got gray and black. Do I have black? I should have black, because I've got a couple of Steelers fans, a few Steelers fans. I have some leftover yarn from my bikini I knit. I have some purple in here. So maybe I didn't get the black yet. The black's not in here. Oh, the black fell out. The black's right here. I do have black. I thought I should have, because the Steelers are gray and black. And this mitt does not have a pattern in here, so I have no idea. So I have 2 of these done. I probably have, let me see, Dad. So I wanted to do 6 sports ones, and then I was going to do some for the ladies too. So anyway, I probably have about like 10 or 15 of these that I wanted to make up, and I've got 2 done. I don't remember what exactly I was doing, so I need to figure that out again to move on with that. Not sure what's in here either. This one's a mystery. Oh, yes. This is my Azurine hat and scarf set. It's out of some yarn we bought, I believe, at Stitches Salt Lake. My phone's gonna go off again to pick up my daughter, so I'm apologize. I'm gonna have to stand up, and I'll try to pause when I do that so I can edit that out. Some yarn I got from Dragon Horde yarn at Stitches Salt Lake. So it's a fingering weight mohair held together. It's this really pretty like stitch pattern, pretty texture, kind of V type things. I have the hat done. I want to do a cowl. I did the hat first so I could do the cowl like as big as what I had left. I cast it on and twisted it, or missed stitches or something. It's wrong, so I need to restart that cowl. I'm not 100% if the color is me, so I'm not sure if I want to do the cowl or if I just want to leave the hat and keep the yarn for something else. So that's partly why that is still on hold. Plus I messed up the cast on and I got to pull out mohair, which is not so fun. Oh, here is this is my embroidery that this floss is for. It is it's really pretty, like ring of flowers. We started this in Quilt Guild last year in February. February is National Embroidery Month. So one of our group members traced all these out for us and taught us some basic embroidery stitches. So all I have done is the center of that flower, but I want all of my outside flowers to be like bright colored daisies. So I don't know that I'm going to fill them in because I don't love a satin stitch, but I may just outline them in that. I think these flowers are all going to be the same. I need to look. I've pulled a couple colors for my vines and my leaves. I'll have to look at what all I've pulled to see, but I think there are 8 of these like daisy flowers, and I pulled 8 different colors, so each one will be completely different. And again, I'll have to look at my flosses to see what I pulled for the middle, but I would like to figure out a plan for this. It's supposed to be like a table topper centerpiece kind of thing, but what I want to do is put I want to put a quote in the middle: "Bloom where you are planted," since it's flowers, and finish it more into like a wall hanging type thing. I don't know if I'm gonna like hoop it or exactly what I'm gonna do after I get that part done, but that's my plan for that. So I'd like to get working on that again. These are just my mini skeins that I was using for my gnome, wherever he ended up at. So it's the only reason those are there is because they were my mini skein gnomes. I have some patterns, some crochet hooks, that's all that's there. Let's see, bottom shelf. This is the swatch for my niece's Harry Potter sweater. I don't know why it's down there. This is a big washcloth or dishcloth for my husband. He likes bigger ones for his coffee machine, so I made him some brown stripy ones for his coffee machine. And then I was just working on dishcloths to use up my dishcloth cotton. Oh, these even have ends. I thought I had to weave in the ends on these. I guess these ones I've done. These purple ones I have not, and that's if the one I've got going is one of these purple ones. These ones don't have the ends woven in. When I made them, these are the same dishcloths I made for gifts, and I did all of them as stripes like this, so it's 2 colors. And I twisted them on the edges, and I decided that's a little more fiddly than I really want to deal with, so I'm doing them all solids now. And I'm just trying to work through some of the cotton I have. I've accumulated a lot for some reason. I don't know why I thought I was going to be making dishcloths for days, but or what I thought I was going to be doing with them. To be honest, a lot of them I got on super good clearance. Like this was a big ball that I got for like $4 or something. So, but this is gone now, but I have 5 dishcloths here. I like to soak them because these fade a decent amount. This is the Bernat Handicrafter, and this is the like Lily's Sugar and Cream. And they fade a decent amount. I've heard the Knit Picks Dishy doesn't fade as much, but I like to soak these in vinegar before I wash them, before gifting them. So my brother has requested a couple more because the ones I made a few years ago he ended up with. And 2 of them in his are worn out. So that's why I had started these, and he hasn't even gotten them, and he asked for them like a year ago. So I just need to weave in ends and vinegar and wash them. I don't know what's in here. Another mystery bag. So let's see. Oh, I got fluff on top. Oh, I know what this is. Mystery. Ooh, this could be my mystery project because he's so cute. It is a something floral bunny. Let me see. This is a bunny. This is Bernat Velvet yarn. I made my daughter a bear. It was a, I think, a Repeat Crafter Me pattern bear. I need to fix the bear because his head is very floppy, so he's wonky. I need to just secure his head on better. The pattern's fine. I just didn't secure his head very well. But this is the floral bunny, floral something bunny. I don't have the front page of the pattern, so I don't know exactly what its name is. Let's see. So I'm doing this one. I did the bear in a dark burgundy, this dark burgundy color. I don't know if you can even see that. With, I don't want to pull it all out and it's unraveling apparently. With a light pink heart on its belly. So I'm doing this bunny in the light pink, and I've got this. I think I'm ready to, because I've got him stuffed nice and firm, I think I'm ready to expand out for the head because I think the head is joined, or maybe this is the head and I will need to sew them together because I have this also, so this could be the head. Looks like I'm on the head. I've been checking off head rows. So this is probably the head that I'll need to finish to attach to the body, and then it has arms and ears. So that's why this is so full, because these are big skeins of yarn. So I would really like to get this done for my daughter. This yarn is so soft and this bunny is so cute, and I'm super excited. My safety eyes are in here, which is kind of exciting because I didn't know where those were. I didn't know where the size of them were. So they're in here. They're in the bunny bag, which I forgot about. So that's 2 mystery projects. It's good to know because if I start a second bingo card, I'm going to be marking which of these I didn't know what they were. So if I start a second bingo card, because as you can see, I have more than 9 WIPs. Okay, last bag. And I don't know what it is either. Mystery bag. Oh, this is my Chromatic Yarns Advent. I was working on the Radvent cardigan by Amba O'Brien. I love this pattern. I love the idea of this. Her Chromatic Yarns dyes yarn inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So her Advent is not Christmassy, but I love it. I'm loving the colors. I'm loving like the look of this. However, it is too small. I thought it might be because it starts with this kind of cinched wristy thing. Again, having slightly larger arms, I wasn't super familiar with how I needed to adapt patterns because, you know, you go by bust measurement and then they tell you what to do for your arm. So that's not always the case. So I need to frog all of this because I need to redo this. It's a side to side. So you start here, you knit up, and then you grab from the back, I think, and go back over, or maybe you go from the other arm to the middle and join or something like that. But it's just going to be super awesome, stripey. It's going to go the stripes all the way through. So day 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way, and the other arm will end with 24, 20, not 25, just to 24. The big skein is not that it can't go in here, but it was beautiful and I want to do something different with it. So I need to figure out what I'm doing there. And this is just a whole bunch of those yarns. And the main yarn I'm using there is Yarn Cafe Creations in a, I don't know the colorway, but the black, the dark gray, the cuff is a Yarn Cafe Creations in a dark charcoal or a black, something like that. So this is not going to get done promptly. This was a bag I made. It's the same size as my big denim ones, but I made them for trick-or-treat bags for the kids. But I made them a project bag, so they've got the pockets on the inside and stuff too. But I love these Star Wars, like these Star Wars Halloween-y. Oh, so fun. Okay, so that is the end of it. That's everything I have out here in the living room. Woo-hoo. I told you I had a lot, and there's way more in the craft room. I can think easily of several that are in there. Robb's Afghan, the sheepy Afghan, the unicorn corner to corner, my what's that? Oh, I have a drop in the pond. I have the blue, it's a granny square type pattern I'm going to be doing. I'm ripping out the little bit I have of a different pattern and making it that. Oh, Exploration Station is in there. Like I said, that's just right off the top of my head. What I know for a fact is in there. So, I mean, that's another 7 or 8 more. But those I'm not counting initially. I mean, if I pick one of those up and finish them, they'll go on my WIP bingo card. That will be fine. Down in the description box, I will have like a list of all of these projects. So you can, in a final tally, I don't know if I'll put it at the beginning or if I'll put it here at the end, so like on screen, so that you can see how many we ended up with if you weren't counting along. It's a lot, but that's okay. That's why I'm doing this, to try to keep, you know, get a handle on what I've got so I can get making on them and get some finishes going. I also have a bunch of yarn in there that I would like to start new projects with, so I've definitely got my work cut out for me, and I will be filling up the bingo cards this year. So keep an eye out for that. I'm posting my progress for that on Instagram. I am EmmyRose22A on Instagram. And on Ravelry, I am EmmyRose22. Most of these do not have project pages yet. I have not been great about keeping up on that. As I'm adding them to my Crafty accountability, I am creating project pages for them, and as I'm finishing things, I am trying to update the information and add photos and close them out on Ravelry, so you can check out any of the yarny stuff on Ravelry. And so we will see you at the end of the month to see how much I've gotten done in February. I've got, spoiler alert, I've got one finish. There might be a dishcloth too. Because now I'm pretty hot to get that dishcloth done, because that'll finish off my mystery bag square. So I will leave you there. It's almost time to go get my daughter from school. This is a super long episode, so thanks for sticking around if you've made it to the end. Like I said, keep an eye on my Crafty accountability to see which of these make it into the mix for me to work on. All right, we'll see you later. Have a rosy ray day. Bye.